The author of Ecclesiastes has confused me in all my years of studying the Bible. I just have never really understood why that book is in our sacred scriptures. And as I've studied it, as I've read others' expertise on it, I still haven't gained any clarity on it. The book seems so depressing, and the author of the book seems like he's lost all hope in the world around him. I mean, he says things like, vanity, vanity, everything is vanity. Can you imagine that? Everything is vanity, everything is vain, so there's no purpose, no point to anything. And he says things like, there's nothing new under the sun. It just seems like his outlook has become fairly dire, and he's lost any wonder, any mystery, any fun in his experience of life. But as I've reread that scripture, I've began to notice that he's really talking about a lot of the things that we make life to be in the brokenness of sin. And that he says in it that the only true joy is to live the life God has intended for you and to take enjoyment in those things that God has provided for you and given to you. And so in the midst of kind of this dire and weird and hopeless dialogue, in the midst of it, this author says that we're supposed to enjoy the life that God's given to us. Take enjoyment in the work that we do. To take pleasure in the things that we experience in this world. That got me thinking this week of something I've noticed as we've been going through this pandemic of COVID-19. And that is how many stories I'm hearing from families and from even some of our members who live by themselves about the fun that they're having with their loved ones, whether it's playing games on video conference over Zoom, or whether it's breaking out a board game that they haven't played in a long time, or breaking out a deck of cards and playing cards for the first time as a family in a long time, or watching a movie together, or anything else that's kind of unstructured play or enjoyment because they just have more time together. Now, the world used to be like this a lot. You would work hard all throughout the day as you tried to provide crops that you might be able to either sell or use to sustain your family. But then in the downtimes, when you couldn't be in the fields working, we didn't have internet or TV or these other things that often take our attention in our downtime, and so people spent time together. And even up until recently, people spent a lot of time together in unstructured activities, just finding a way to have fun and enjoy some experiences together, going on a hike, playing a board game, reading a book together. These various different activities that we've done for millennia as a species. And one of the things I think COVID has done is it's slowed our life down, just like we've talked about in previous weeks, and we've begun to rediscover the art of having fun together. So I thought it would be neat this week to examine the concept of fun. And what does it mean to have fun? And is it a part of God's design to have fun? And so this week we're going to look at different scriptures that I think point us to the fact that God does intend for us to find enjoyment in this life and to have fun. And hopefully through this, you might begin to find ways to have fun even in the midst of this pandemic. Come back tomorrow and we'll continue to explore from a lesson from a Leviathan.